Hello and welcome to FPL Weekly. I am again with my glamorous co-host Ches. How are
Thank
things,
you.
my friend?
Sensational. New addition to our family.
Yes,
Not
Ches has
a baby.
new puppy. Might as well, as we talked about off air, might as well be a baby, but almost. But yeah,
Wow.
that's awesome. It's great news.
Yeah. So 9-week-old Ruby, who is a fox red Labrador, and yeah, sleepless nights all week, and just got her head into absolutely everything. Chewing, eating stones today, Pam. That was what she was eating stones. So yeah. It's just like
honestly, it's similar to babies. Honestly, it's similar to babies. They just eat everything, and can't leave anything on the side.
Yeah, what I kind of said was like, it's like you've got a 18-month-old just started walking, can just go everywhere, but they're faster than you, and they're wrigglier than you, and they've just got no fear whatsoever. So she just dove down the side of the couch earlier on.
Yeah.
Dove down the side of it. But anyway, enough about that.
Well, really quickly, while we're on babies, I forgot to tell you, and I'm happy to do this on air because whatever, we just have a conversation and we hit record. Danny's Mrs. just gave birth, I think, a couple of days ago. Twin girls. Remember Freshie?
Oh, Fresh, yeah.
Twin girls, yeah. Phoebe and Grace.
Wow.
Yeah. Big old life change, that, isn't it?
Wowee. That is nothing in comparison. My woes are minuscule.
Exactly.
In comparison. Hiya, welcome to maternity with 1 times leave, but 2 times the problem.
Yeah. So it's quite good though. Quite good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well,
yes.
Good luck,
Anyway.
Good luck
Right. Where were we?
So FPL. So we are recording this. We always plan to do this Thursdays. We're recording it on Thursday, the 29th. So this is welcome to a leap year. We are. So the extra day, no one wants. You don't get paid for today, by the way. I just want to tell you everyone that.
Oh yeah.
I get my wages. I'm paid the same money, whether it's a leap year or not.
Wow.
I've been stitched.
Yeah, I don't think, does mine work like that?
No, yours doesn't because you're not salaried. Anyone who's salaried out there, just think about it. Today was a free day for your employee.
Must be nice for the employee. What a year to be alive, 2024.
Yeah. Stitched. Anyone who's clever enough to say that you signed a contract where they were on 50 grand on a normal year, but they earned 50,200 quid on the year when it's a leap year. You're the clever ones. We're the stupid ones.
That's funny. And this is why you should listen to us, right? You didn't, even if you're not even that interested in FPL,
you didn't know that then, did you?
I had no idea, mate.
No, you haven't clicked onto that.
And I know everything. So if I don't know it,
And another little. There is another exclusive that we want to say, and it's coming soon, and it's hot off the press. Big Al Jeff Elliott. We refer to him as Jeff, but Johnny's dad is releasing a book on the on the moon landings.
That's so good.
And how
64 pages.
64-page dossier of how Steve Elliott thinks that it is definitely fake news. So yeah, definitely listen out to that. Good old Jeff doing the
10
years.
10 years of research. That's had. 10 years of research has gone in now to a 64-page document. Yeah. And I think it's it was a good friend of his son who was kind of convincing about it, and they said, "Oh, I want to see the evidence." And Dad went, "There you go, have a 64-page document of evidence."
Yeah,
And he's now literally come round. He's like, it makes complete sense. So anyway,
yeah.
but yeah.
I mean, I've read
yeah.
I've read a lot of it. I've heard a lot of it.
Yeah.
So I'm borderline on board. But yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, we are recording this on Thursday after game week 26, where it was it was an interesting game week, wasn't it? It was a mini blank.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say it was a mini blank because the it was negotiable. Anyone who free hitted this week was ludicrous in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that we have, but the main big news to come out of this week was the FA Cup fixtures have happened midweek, and I think I said it in a pod. You were adamant that there will be 7 fixtures. I think you said
I
there
say
will
7,
be.
but I thought there'd be at least one upset.
You thought there'd be one upset, yeah,
At
and
least,
there was one upset where
but it didn't make a difference.
Leicester beat Bournemouth, but it made 0 difference. So,
because we lost to the Wolves, sadly. So
yeah.
Which
was, by the way, just from a Brighton point of view, that's a big missed opportunity.
Gutting. It was gutting, yeah. It was completely gutting because, it was a good opportunity, like you say, Coventry at home in the next round. And did I want Wolves and Bournemouth to play? Probably. But then it hurts our rival more than it hurts me. So it doesn't matter too much. But anyway, you got 68, I got 59. I was a bit disappointed. I mean, I was 59 -8. The reason I took -8 is I was always going to take.
Were you a green or red arrow?
Must have been a red with -8. Let me see. I was a red, so I went from 150k to 168k.
No, so a tiny red, yeah.
Tiny red. I was always going to take a -4 because the Diego Carlos injury meant I had to take a -4 to get 11 out, and I wanted 11 out.
Mm-hmm.
And getting 11 out was actually a 2-point hit because you're getting someone that's plays, for example. Well, the same thing with De Bruyne, in that it was confirmed that De Bruyne was benched 5 minutes, by the way, before the deadline, and that killed me.
Yeah, it did.
You'd always rather know, but if I had 20 minutes, I probably wouldn't have gone Hwang, and that was a decision I'll come on to, and it was a bit of both. It was mostly bad luck, partly I should have stuck with my strategy of focusing on 29. What happened basically was I put all my eggs into the 29 basket. It didn't pay off initially, my wild card. And then I thought to myself, why are you putting all of your, e.g., I went without Gabriel, which in hindsight was foolish. But the reason I did is because I knew he'd blank in 29. So I was putting all my eggs into the 29 basket. It wasn't paying off. So I thought, why do you keep doing this? When you're ignoring game week 26, 27, 28. So I went against that. I went, sod this. I'm going to get returns for Hwang in the next 3 weeks. Went against my original strategy, and it cost me. I literally was between Hwang, Bowen, Bailey, Louise. Bowen, Bailey, Louise all hauled and all play in 29. Like, it's such a massively. I'd say it's partly bad decision and bad luck.
It's a big swing, isn't it?
It's a huge swing. It really is a huge swing. It's now a double transfer that I have to make. So not only did he blank, but he's now injured, and it looked pretty bad. He was on the pitch basically crying. He had his hands over his face for about, obviously I watched the game as a Brighton fan. He had his hands over his face for about 2 to 3 minutes. Gary Neal's come out and said he'd be staggered if he plays against Newcastle. Looks to me like a 6-week job. I mean, I'm no expert, but
most hamstrings are going to be going to be 6 weeks.
So the thing is, and that was an annoying move for me. But at the time, I had to make the move. So quickly back to what I was saying was, KDB was benched, and therefore another hit made sense to get another player out, and that was a wise move in the end because Kevin De Bruyne came on for 6 minutes and got booked, but he was on my bench. So that even the 3 points from Hwang technically was worth it because that 4-point hit cost me 1 point. So but obviously got unlucky with the injury. Now, in a way, the injury actually doesn't affect me too much because it's probably a player I would have sold anyway. Now he's blanking in 28, Huang. The reason is going through my plan. I know I've only just brought him in, but as soon as he blanked in 29, then put it this way: Saka's a long-term hold.
Yeah.
Foden's a long-term hold.
Yeah.
At the moment, I have 0 midfielders playing in 29, so I have to target the other 3: Garnacho, De Bruyne, Huang. Huang's priority out, De Bruyne second out. It's Garnacho or Foden. I need to make that decision. That's going to be a tough one. It's probably Garnacho's going to have to go. Probably it's a shame because he's a nice cheap placeholder, but I love Foden. So
it probably justifies though the previous moves to get rid of people like Palmer now.
Yes, I agree, but he's an absolute must in 30 onwards. I was looking through it earlier today. So blanks in 29, but from 30, the game week 30 fixtures, Burnley at home.
Yeah.
Fixture run's good. They're the only team that could double in both. So after 34, they have 2 doubles.
Yeah.
The only team that do, because they're the only team that blanked in 26 and 29. So Chelsea, I'll have Palmer and probably one more. Maybe a Busto or something of the like, depending on what we hear about Reece James. So, Palmer's a must in 30. And for me, ideally, Salah's a must in 30 as well. I struggle to go without Salah. They've got Brighton at home. We ship goals, so that's not a bad fixture whatsoever. And then they've got Sheffield United at home. By game week 31, people are going to be clambering over themselves to get Salah back in for Sheffield United at home.
Yeah, and
so
and that's kind of brings us on really. The big change this week has been starting to talk about chip strategy.
Yeah,
and we found out a lot of information around who blanks.
Yeah.
We haven't found out when or what are the doubles going to be. We've put up on screen, not definitely, but we have a lot of information.
Yeah,
we've put up on screen the fixtures that are on. This was kind of the best one that we found. We need to give credit. Well, who's this from?
Yeah, Ben.
Is it Ben?
We've got to credit
Is it Ben? Yeah.
So it says at the bottom, created by Ben in partnership with Fantasy Football Hub. So yes, to clarify, this is not our work. This is the Godfather, we call him, Ben Crellin.
Yeah.
He is. We're FPL virgins. He takes it to a new level.
Yeah,
a completely different stratosphere of virgin.
He's a nun. He's a nun.
Literally.
He's a nun. We're waiting for our cherry to be popped. Yeah, he's probably never going to have it popped, guy.
However, he's
however,
unbelievably useful. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, we use and abuse him.
We use him a lot. I mean, most days I'm on Twitter checking Ben Crellin. So, but it gives you a good illustration. As you can see, the keys at the top, and it also gives you an illustration of what's happening.
Little bit of a point about Ben Crellin. Have you seen how well he's doing this year?
Yes, I have been following. Yeah,
I think he's 3,000.
Okay,
right. Is he top K? Top K.
Well, he dipped into the top K, but I don't know if he had the best week last week.
Yeah, I'm.
But he's around and about top K.
Just want to throw it out there as well. I'm 18 within the top 18,000 now. So
18,000, decent.
Yeah. So my target is top 10.
Yeah. Just really quickly before we move on.
No.
Week,
just top 10. Just top 10.
Top 10 people in the world.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Yeah. I like your ambition. Two things that went well for me last week. It's mostly bad, but three things. Foden was nice. A lot of people haven't, but he was still nice.
Foden was nice, and he was nice for everyone. So move on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Emerson saved my game week.
Yeah, Emerson did save your game week.
He saved my game week with an assist goal.
Just want to. It was a really funny. So obviously that was the last game of the fixture, and like I had a good game week, and it was made, and I was on for an all right one, and then it went, really good. I ended up with 68, because Bowen took off for me.
Yeah.
And by the way, I do want to pat myself on the back because he was a sensible pick, the most uninspiring pick. But I've kept faith with him.
Yeah, 5 blanks in a row.
Yeah, I really deserved that. Really did. Now, he has So that was great. Obviously, all the way throughout that game, it was just ping. You're so lucky. Ping. You're a joke.
Oh, it was.
Then,
Well, that's just what I do. But yeah, I
then,
mean, the
the,
hat
then,
trick was
the,
right,
then the,
and then
final,
it was
the
nothing was
final
going for
one
me.
was the
Yeah,
final one was. Oh my God! Emerson's got an assist. 20 minutes later, Emerson's got a goal. It was.
the
It
goal,
was.
the goal moment season by far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was just it really after all of the heartache I've been through the last few weeks, it's
Yeah.
been tough. And all the injuries and all the bad luck to watch Emerson pick the ball up and thrash it into the top corner
Yeah.
is keeps me going. Honestly, it was such a great moment because I again without me getting my violin out, I haven't had many of those moments. To
Yeah.
have it, I was like, just beautiful. As someone that obviously look, you don't expect that from him because he's not done much, and he was
And
probably a
he's
pick.
four. And he's four
It,
point
yeah,
something.
and he's no owned, 2%
Yeah.
owned. So it was just so sweet for so many different reasons, and it was a pick. I picked him. They shipped 6 against Arsenal, so I immediately regretted picking him, and it was a
Yeah.
way of saying, okay, that's rewarded my pick actually, and if anything, that's made him even more solid now. Because obviously,
Yeah.
naturally, when you lose 6-0, you start looking at the players and go, are they going to keep their spot? After that, you think he probably will. And the good thing that went my way is because I'm not doing so well. Like in the grand scheme of things, I'm okay. I'm 160k, but as a in inverted commas content creator, I think top 100k is probably the bare minimum. The
Yeah.
amount of time I spend on the game,
Yeah.
I would say anything not in the top 100k is a bit of a failure. So
But
yeah,
and as well, you've used a lot of chips in order to
yeah,
get there. So that's
absolutely. I'm
the other
behind the eight
part.
ball big time.
Yeah, you are.
But
Yeah.
yeah, really quickly, the other thing that went my way was Saka captain, and it was a tiny bit loose. It was a calculated risk, but I'm at that point now where I'm not saying sod it, but I'm playing catch up. I know that sounds weird at 160k because it's not that bad a ranking, but I'm 100% not scrambling, but I'm now of the opinion of if you've got a safe move and a risky move, I'm doing the risky move. Like
Yeah.
I'm probably going to move tonight for Huang to Son. Not something I would have done a few weeks ago. I probably would have waited for team news. But Son's probably going to rise tonight. Sod it, I'll do it tonight. If I need to take another hit, I'll take another hit. I'm playing way more aggressively now because you're in
Yeah.
the position you're in, and I've got nothing to lose, and I'm on that opinion now of right, sod it. Let's mix things up a bit. Saka captain, I mixed it up and it paid off. It was only an extra 5 points, but it was 10 doubled instead of Haaland 5 doubled. I'm not
Yeah.
stupid. I'm captaining Haaland this week after his 5 goals and after
Mhm.
Man U looked shocking against Fulham. I'm not an idiot, but the predicted points were unbelievably close. And therefore, when someone's 95% captain and someone's 2% captain, why not? So
Yeah.
that was nice to see a bit of risk rewarded.
Perfect. Yeah.
But yeah,
Um.
your game week
I,
was obviously really good, and Bowen sorted you out basically.
yeah. Both
Obviously, had
sorting
phone as
out
well.
big time.
Yep.
Big time. The next. The big point that we're going to talk about today really is chip strategy, and we're going to focus really on my team when we think about chip
Yes,
strategy.
I
And the
think.
reason why we're doing that is because I'm the one with chips left.
Yeah, but we might as
So
well. I think the best thing to do is get mine out of the way. It's not going to take up much airtime at all, and then we can spend pretty much the rest of the pod on yours. I only have 3 hit.
yeah,
I wildcarded in 25, and that made sense at the time. Long story short, my plan was to get through 29. My plan is still to get through 29. Nothing's really changed. Um, so I need to save my free hit for 34, 37. Long story short, it's very straightforward for me. I get through 29. I'm playing my free hit in 34. The reason I'm playing my free hit in 34, 2 reasons. One, it's less of a double, which is good for free hit because you can just target those doubling teams in terms of other teams that will have some doubles but not many. In 37, there's a lot of template teams out there that are going to double loads. So partly that, and partly the teams that are doubling in 34, you're not going to have many of. So for the benefit of people watching on YouTube, you can see the thing there, the diagram, and the teams that look like they're probably going to double Bournemouth, Palace, Everton, Sheffield United. Like, do you know what I mean? Not really teams that you want to carry forward. The other possibles are Man U, Newcastle. They're fine, but again, you're not going to be littered with them. You're not going to be littered with them. So yeah, it's quite simple for me. I'm literally 99% on this strategy unless something crazy happens. I'm getting through 29. I'll probably take a 4-point hit to get 10 out. I may not take a hit at all and just get 9 out and just carry a few through, because I want to carry a few through. Like, I want to carry Solanke through, because after the blank, they've got Everton at home, Palace at home, Luton away.
And you're going to carry Watkins, right? This is slightly relevant to us, but to me, sorry, you can carry a keeper because you're going to carry Areola.
Yeah.
You're going to carry you can carry a defender from both villas.
I might carry Senesi because, again, I like his fixtures.
Yeah, Villa, West Ham, and a cheap Bournemouth, maybe.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Son, maybe another Spurs midfielder, either Maddison or Richarlison. Then and then strikers wise, Watkins and Solanke are two brilliant strikers.
Yeah.
This then brings me on to my dilemma, and there's only two real kind of strategies in my opinion. Some people are talking about a wild card now, and it just doesn't work. Like, I don't get why you'd wild card now, because I still think that you'd have a problem if you've not got a problem in 29 and you've just wild carded. Then your team isn't set up for the rest of the you know.
Yeah, and I think mostly your team's in a good position anyway.
Yeah, my team.
If you had a few flags or whatever.
My team's in a great position. I'm completely happy. So the two strategies are dead end into 29, wild card out of 29, with a free hit in 34 and a bench boost in 37. Okay?
And that was the original plan.
I'm going to tell you why I'm still favouring that plan. Okay? And then I want you to tell me why you think I should do the other plan. Okay?
Just.
Okay? So I think I'm 60-40 this plan, and I think you're 60-40 the other plan.
That's
okay?
fair. I was about to say 60-40, yeah.
So the reason why I'm going to do that, so currently I've got 4 players playing in the 29 fixture.
So with 3 free transfers, so without a hit, you could get 7 basically.
I could get 7, okay?
Yeah.
I'm prepared. I'm more than happy to take a minimum of 1 - 4, maximum -8. Okay.
Yeah.
We've had positive news on Solanke today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. We've the negative news on Richarlison has pushed me towards Son, who I'm happy to get, and I think his price is going to skyrocket anyway.
Yeah, it looks like it's not guaranteed, but it looks like it's probably going to go up tonight. In
the long run, I think that's the person I've got. The reason why I like dead ending into 29 is it almost feels like it makes my wild card even stronger. And what I mean by that is it almost adds another chip to my. It's a chip that's costing me a minimum -4, possible -8, but I can basically set up my team to be so strong. The only person who I'm not going to have, who I'm worried about not owning, is Tony in those fixtures, because I'm not going to replace Haaland because I've got quite a lot of value in him. And when he costs 4.5 and he could even go up even higher now, it's going to be really hard for me to take him out to get him back in. So he's the one person that I'm worried about. And when I've done the free hit team for 29, I'll be really interested to see what the AI says the points would be for that. Yeah, I don't think I'd be miles away from it.
I agree. I think it's probably going to be 60 or 70, something like that.
Do you reckon 60 or 70?
Yeah, maybe. And then we'll probably be getting 40 or 50.
Yeah, and so therefore 20 points, okay?
Yeah.
20-point difference.
Yeah.
I could if I have a team in 34 full
Yeah.
of doublers, there's 20 points done.
Yeah, easy.
They
I
don't
agree.
even need to return. They don't even need to
Yeah.
return.
Yeah.
So 20 points plus the 28. So say I've taken an 8-point hit, there's 28 points. So there for me, there's kind of my decision made, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
And
and what I like about it as well is, let's say you wildcard on 30, you've got in mind mostly 37, and you can build for 7 weeks towards 37, and you can
yeah.
completely ignore 34. For
Yeah,
example, it looks like Tottenham are going to blank in 34. Well, that don't matter
yeah.
because we're gonna free hit anyway, and
Yeah,
then
and
we've got good
I'm
and
gonna have a
yeah.
team. I'm gonna have a team of probably minimum Madison and Son.
Palmer and Salah. It's going to have Palmer and Salah as well.
Yeah, but my midfield is going to be Son, Salah, Palmer,
Madison, Saka, probably
Madison, Saka,
something like that. Very similar.
Haaland, Solanke,
Yeah,
Watkins, and the
yeah,
defence is going to be Pooh.
yeah. That's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah,
Just really quickly, James. I think it was James, or was it? I can't remember. Was it Andy? It might have been Andy. Actually, made a good point. He said, if you're only getting 7 or 8 out, that's not a disaster if you have attackers. So where mine's a bit deceptive is I'm gonna have more playing than you, but I've got 5. I've got 5 at the back. I messaged you earlier. I'm going to be playing a 5-3-1. At the
mm.
moment, I've got 6.
Mm.
5 of them are goalkeepers or defenders.
Yeah,
I have
and
zero midfielders and 1 even Tony. That's it.
yeah,
So good in terms of numbers, bad in terms of they're all defenders. What's Amari Bell going to do against Nottingham Forest? Probably not much. What's Reguilon going to do against Burnley away? Probably not much. Do you know what I'm saying? So, whereas you've got Watkins, I haven't. He could do some. He's got the potential to score higher points. So it's all about getting the right players. Now I'm happy to get through it because I'm planning on getting, depending on Richarlison's injury, I'll be getting probably 3 midfielders. Like if Richarlison is 4 weeks, then it'll be Maddison. If Richarlison is 1 week, then it'll be Richarlison. But I'm definitely getting Son and Bowen in, and
yeah,
probably Richarlison if he's fine, and then I'll have 5-3-1,
yeah,
and then I'll be
yeah.
okay for that week. And then, like I say, I'm going to be doing similar. You've got more chips than me, but I'm going to be again preparing for 37, bringing in players that are likely to double on 37 and completely ignoring 34. I'm going to be free hitting. So yeah,
And I think it just gives us a little the blanks are known, so I can prepare for blanks that are known.
yeah,
And the thing is, if there was a fixture in there that was blow your socks off good,
yeah,
okay, but they're all very like, I don't know if you've seen it on the fixture ticker on Fantasy FPL, which is where they colour code it. Every single
yeah,
team is green, so
yeah,
every single team has got an easy fixture. Okay, well, basically, what is it then? A whole load of draws.
yeah, yeah.
They're going to be that. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're going to be very low. It's going to be a low scoring game week, isn't it? In my
Yeah, I think
opinion.
so. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think so. The other good reason for that strategy is between 29 and 30 there's an international break, so
Yeah.
that's a good kind of reset for you. But more importantly, and I heard this from one of the boys earlier. I think it was Andy. By game week 30 deadline, you're going to know 34. That's pretty good.
Perfect.
That's pretty handy.
I just
Gained information.
I just don't know why I wouldn't. I said I was 64. Right, you talk about why I should do the other one.
Yeah, and that's going to take you down from 100%. Yeah,
Because
no,
I'm 80-20 after talking that
yeah,
through.
yeah, and I'm 50-50. Yeah, there's a lot of perks to that. We need to talk about the downside to that. The downside to it is realistically, we're going to assume you're going to take an 8-point hit, which I think you probably would. And
Yeah.
that's not a complete disaster. But something feels wrong about taking an 8-point hit when you've got 3 chips. That's the only downside to it. Really.
Sorry, and there is another downside. The person who we're fighting against,
Yeah.
is going to be free hitting.
We're very
on that
confident
week.
that he's going to be free hitting, because he's got three.
Therefore,
three.
me doing that covers him big time.
Yeah.
Can I make another point?
Yeah. There's one more downside, but go on.
When does the cup start?
God, when is it? FA Cup. Let me quickly see.
No.
Oh, our Cup, the FPL Cup. 35.
32 teams. Each team, you have an opponent in 34.
Yeah, so I think it's isn't it highest score in 34?
Highest score in 33.
Okay.
You will receive a bye in game week 34 based on your score in 33.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Let me just quickly see how it is. Yeah. Receive a bye in 34 basically. Okay. Yeah. So we may need to play 34. We do play 30. Look, we're going to go through 34 if we need to play it regardless, because we're going to free hit that week.
Yeah.
So we'll be into 35 regardless.
But as we've mentioned, if you are targeting the cup, then you might not need to play your free hit in that week.
Yeah.
Because you could actually technically save it.
Yeah.
Or do you get where I'm?
If I'm completely mudded by then.
Yeah.
Then yeah, absolutely. And if you get deep in the cup, then you might want to have saved your chips. This is a plus side of the previous strategy you just talked about. You might want to save your chip for 37 bench boost. That's going to help your score in 37. That's going to push you to the cup final.
Yeah.
Against someone that might not be bench boosting that week, for example. So in general, saving your chips will help you a lot with cup. I completely agree, and that's a really valid point.
And sorry, the listeners need to gain this information if you don't know already know this. Me and Johnny are in this league called the GTF, and the guy is going to pay out, and he's paying us a bag for the winner, and I'm one
to share it. Yeah,
I'm one. Johnny's third, and he's paying 500 quid for the runner-up. He's paying 500 quid for the winner of the cup. Now there is actually only 25 people in the whole league, which was absolute madness.
And we was expecting most of these paid leagues are hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yeah, thousands. Yeah. I'm as I say, I'm doing overall very well on FPL. On Let's Talk FPL, I'm 2,500. So I'm 2,500 on a league, but I'm overall out of 11 million, I'm 18,000.
Yeah.
So how am I 18 on
That's pretty
overall?
Much 11% or 12% of the whole database is in that league. Madness.
Yeah.
Madness. So
well, it's not. It's basically full of really engaged people.
Yeah, I agree. And all the engaged people really engaged people listen to Andy for sure. He's a bit of a go-to. Yeah. The only other tiny downside, and it is tiny because you make a very, very good point about the cup, is in what was the other downside? Must be pretty small. Yeah. Oh, that was it. So the strategy, if you did it this way, our strategies are very similar.
Yeah.
If you did it the other way, our strategies are very different, and that would feel cover-based.
But the thing is our scores are now very different.
Yes. And the problem is, if my strategy... No, I agree. And if your strategy was the wrong one, mine was the right one, we could lose.
Yeah, but it's not
10 points ahead of me.
I don't think that our strategy has got a 100-point swing.
Yeah, I agree. So we have to talk about that. So the other strategy is, so like I said, I really like that strategy. The other strategy is deciding to free hit in 29 now. You've decided, I don't want to take an 8-point hit. I've got 3 chips. Let's use them. So you would free hit in 29, ignore that week. I know the free hit team's not great, but that's not really the point. And Andy said the same thing, is what you get over others.
Yeah.
And that's always the point of free hitting. So I don't think that's relevant. So you decide to free hit in 29. That means your transfers now can all ignore 29. So you're not rushing into a Son, for example. It's a good option.
But I do want him for
But
Palace and Villa
the main reason we want Son is because he plays in 29. That's the main reason. Not the only reason, but it's the main reason. So what I'm saying is you can still go there, but you can ignore 29. You can focus on 27. You can focus on maybe a couple more doublers in 28 or one more doubler. Ignore 29. Then you can focus on 30, 31, 32, 33. You're going to be you're probably going to be. The interesting thing with this strategy is when to wildcard, really. Because you would definitely, obviously, be bench boosting then in 34 or 37, probably 37. And you'd be wildcarding to set up for one of the other weeks. The issue with wildcard 30 is it's very close to your free hit. So what I like about this strategy, though, is it means you don't have to take the 8-point hit. And we'd be on different strategies. But I think I've taken a little bit of a swing. I think after discussing it in depth, I think your original strategy is still probably the right one.
Yeah, I just think that I've already got 4 players who are very important for a free hit 29. I've already got a keeper. I've already got the 2 strikers that you'd want. I've already got and Bowen. Okay, so they're 4 players who will be on everyone's free hit team. Areola might not play. It might be Flecken or it might be another keeper, but it's a keeper, isn't it? It's a keeper.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and the 2 free transfers are going to be Spurs players that I'm happy to have a little bit longer term, and they protect their price. They protect their price a little bit. So when if I leave my wild card, and the fixture swing is happening in 30. Chelsea gets really good in 30. Liverpool get really good in 30.
It's the interesting thing with 30 is it's a little bit clashy in terms of Arsenal have City, Brighton have Liverpool. There's a few good teams that tie each other up. That's the only thing. So,
but a wild card is thinking about the next 5 game weeks, isn't it? We've always said that. And the next 5 game weeks, Chelsea has a big swing because Chelsea's fixtures become Burnley, Man United, Sheffield United, Everton, potential double.
Yeah.
It goes mental for Chelsea. And I know and they are currently a mid-table team, but they're a mid-table team with great assets, which are
Palmer from 30 onwards is probably the first name on your team sheet again.
Yeah,
we had to take him out because he blanked in 26 and 29, and he had City away. But Palmer's just for the rest of the season, he's just he could be incredibly highly owned. I mean, he's at the moment, but he could be. I'm talking of Haaland levels of ownership.
So, and the issue is that we probably need to nail what strategy I'm going.
Absolutely, by Saturday morning
now, because my transfer now.
Absolutely.
So, and that's where Son comes into it. So, I have got in my team. I still have got. I say still. It's Jota is in my team, and he is, and I'm looking to move him on. Likewise, I've got Robertson, who I'm looking to move on. The other person who I could potentially move on is Purvis Estupiñán, and the reason why I can basically, if I transfer out, I'll just tell you how short I am. If I replace Jota with Son, I'm 0.9 away, so I could change Estupiñán to a 4 million defender that plays in 29. So like a Luton defender.
The only one I can. It's either Bell or it's Charlie Taylor, probably.
Yeah. So, but it's someone, isn't it? It's
someone. Or it's Mengi. Yeah. There's options.
Yeah.
You're dead ending, so it
Or
doesn't matter. To be fair, it's Luton defender because they double in 28.
yeah, yeah, and that's
It's Bell or Mengi.
and that I think so. That's my first -4,
I
but
like
it
it.
allows me to get Son in at the really good price.
Yep.
It allows me to resolve the Purvis situation, which is a
Yep.
situation,
Definitely.
and it allows me to hold Robertson for this good fixture against Forest, where I think he's going to keep a clean sheet, and it allows me to get a Luton defender in who is going to double
in
next
28
week.
and play in 29.
So therefore, it negates the -4 really.
Yeah. So you said you had your 0.9 short. And what value do you sell Purvis at?
4.9.
So you've literally got 4.0.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And that's why I really probably am going to do it. I need to possibly do it
tonight,
Mm.
because Son probably goes up tonight.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm quickly going to check is Amari Bell is 3.9. I believe because they're the two
yellow flag.
cheap ones. Mengi, yeah, he is, but so we need to check on him. Mengi's back and he's also 3.9.
Mhm.
So what I'm saying is the fact you're dead ending as well. I don't think you need to go tonight if you don't want to. Yeah, you'd miss out on 0.1, but in the short term, that 0.1 doesn't matter because Bell and Mengi are both 3.9, and you can't
Yeah.
afford Doughty, for example.
Yeah. Well,
So
I could
maybe.
afford Doughty if I was to drop Robertson.
Okay, yeah. But I think you're doing the right thing because Purvis is definitely, I don't know why, because I love him, he's great, but for some reason he's out of favour. I think he's missed 3 of the last 4 Premier League games.
Yeah.
And he
went
played.
round for pasta.
Yeah, that's for that. But he still didn't play. But he played against Wolves. That would suggest to me I'm going to play you in the FA Cup, but I'm not going to play you against Fulham.
Yeah.
So put it this way, I would 100% be starting him, but I don't think he starts against Fulham.
No, I don't think he does.
And even if he does, Fulham score.
Yeah, I think they do.
So I think that Purvis move makes complete sense.
Because it allows me to hold Robertson and it allows me to get another doubler in for next week.
Yeah, I think that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
And I love Bournemouth, by the way, because they've got Burnley, Sheffield United, they've got Burnley away, then they've got Sheffield United and Luton double, which is incredible. But they blank in 29. That's the issue.
Yeah.
By the way, just quickly ignore that blank in 29, right? Bournemouth, Burnley away, Sheffield United and Luton at home, Everton at home, Palace at home. They've got 4 home games in a row. And then Luton away. 4 home games in a row. Sheffield United, Luton, Everton, Palace.
Yeah.
Wild. That's absolutely. I don't recall ever, and my memory is going, but a team having 4 home games in a row that are that good.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. Like, it's extraordinary. So, yes, the caveat is the blank, but my word. Burnley, Sheffield United, Luton, Everton, Palace, Luton away is extraordinary. So, and then by the way, they likely double in 34. So, Bournemouth assets, apart from the blank, are phenomenal. But that's why I really want to keep hold of Senesi. I know he's not an amazing FPL option, but those fixtures, it's a joke. So yeah, no, I think that move makes complete sense to you. We need to keep on track of that Son price. My move is
I'm
really
really tempted to do it tonight.
Yeah,
And
later on,
not
I'll send
because
you over the likelihood.
not because I'm really obsessed with price, but I'm going to be holding him really long term. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to want Maddison. I'm going to want Son. I'm going to want Haaland. I'm going to want Watkins. I'm going to want Solanke. I'm going to want Salah. Like, they are premium players, and in order to get them, I need them at the best price that they can possibly be. So, So I'm conscious that I want my wild card to be like, Palmer, for example. I'm going to have lost money when I'm getting him back. So, a little bit.
So just really quickly, so there's two websites that says he's going up and one says he isn't. Fantasy Football Hub is about 60%, which is nowhere near. But FPL Stats is, by the way, you need to be 100 to go up, and these are only projections. He's 101.5 on stats, which suggests that he's going up. And really quickly on Fantasy Football Fix, which is the other one I check, he is the biggest one. So on Fantasy Football Fix, he is 116% now. The Fix and Stats have him going up, Hub don't.
And really, it's just thinking about the best Luton one, and I'm not bothered about attacking. I'm bothered about nailed.
Yeah,
that's
so
what
you
I need.
need to wait till Luton press conference tomorrow.
Do I?
Yeah. I wouldn't do the Luton Brighton move tonight. You don't need to do that move tonight.
I do.
Oh, bugger. Yeah.
to make the funds.
Then it would be Mengi.
It's Mengi, isn't it?
Yeah. He was injured, and I've done this research because when I was doing my wild card, he was injured. He's back now. When he's fit, he's nailed.
Yeah.
And he's back, and he played. And he played last game week. And like I said, whenever he's fit, he's played every game. And Bell is a good option, but we just don't know how injured he is.
Yeah.
He got taken off, and that's too much of a risk. So has to be Mendy. You could really quickly afford Kabore. Kabore is 4 million, and he's 2.7% owned. But I don't know how much he plays. Yeah, no, he only played 16 minutes at Anfield. Mengi played 90. Yeah, Mengi looks like he's nailed.
And the upside, I think I'm right in thinking what I said before, which is the upside of not doing Robertson. I think is better personally.
Yeah,
I can always get Robertson to Doughty next game week anyway. Which gives me another Luton defender. But it's another doubler.
They play in 29. Yeah, I think that's fine.
It's another doubler, and I can do Robertson to Doughty next week.
Yeah.
So that probably would be my transfer really, but yeah.
It's going to be an interesting one for me because I'm going to be triple Luton defence again in 28. Which is wild. I know it sounds so wild, but they double, so I have to. And then I'm going to be at least 2 in 29. Yeah. The only reason I wouldn't do 3 is because I got to pick between Kaminsky at home against Forest and Areola at home against Villa. Now, on paper, you go Kaminsky at home against Forest, but they ship goals, and it means I would have to go triple Luton when I could just go double. Do you see what I mean? So look, that doesn't matter too much. But yeah, no, I think those moves make complete sense. Definitely. I see what you mean about having to possibly do it tonight. But the good thing is,
I think I'm going to do it tonight.
The good thing is you have got that 0.1 to spare.
I know, but I haven't because I'm going to be because I'm a imminent wild card in 4 game weeks.
0.1 might make a difference. We don't know, do we? We don't know whether that 0.1 is going to make a difference, but it might.
Well, no, it's not. It's not the 0.1. It's getting Son in for 9.6 when he could go up. He could be.
But worst case, you get him in at 9.7 on Saturday morning.
Yeah, but the Spurs fixture isn't going to. I'm not going to get team news or anything like that, and it'd be incredibly unlucky if. Well, we probably would get team news.
You would, but we know he's going to start. It would be incredibly unlucky for him not to start. The only team news you'd gain is the Luton team news. But Mengi,
I wouldn't because it's 5:30. It's 5:30.
Yeah, no, actually, I guess Luton press conference is all you'll get in terms of an update on Bell. But he's not a better option than Mengi anyway.
No.
So yeah,
I think I'm going to do it, pal. I think I'm going to do it. Son
should go up tonight. So
anyway,
my move is Son to Hwang, and I'll be doing that tonight. So that makes complete sense to me.
And captain this week, dead quick.
It's Haaland. Yeah,
it's Haaland, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look,
as people know,
as I showed you last week, I went Saka. I'm open-minded to going against Haaland, but Haaland scored 5 times in the week. United were shocking against Fulham. Haaland's got his confidence back. I don't think Man United at home is a very particularly tough game. So yeah,
it's Saka, isn't it? The other person, really.
oh, it's Saka's close. Sheffield United away.
Yeah,
it's close.
They are.
I don't. By the way, I don't. If anyone said to me there's a captain Saka this week, I'm not laughing at them. Like his recent run is a joke.
I'm not.
It's an absolute joke.
But I just think any
the last few
home
weeks he's had the most XGI of anyone by miles.
Yeah, any home fixture against.
I agree.
Again, for Haaland, you've got to go with him. And,
I agree. Yeah, he's unbelievable at home.
He's literally just scored 5.
Yeah,
so.
And Maguire's out as well, so they're going to be having a patchwork defence. Shaw's out, Maguire's out, Martinez is out. They're going to have a patchy defence. So City could run right. Remember that game? Was it a couple of years ago where they tore United a new one? They could do the same thing again. Saka, really quickly, his last 5 returns: 10, 9, 15, 15, 10.
Yep.
Outrageous.
And I think we can end it there.
He's turned himself into a non-negotiable now. We had chats about, I was a bit of a critic of his. I was like, Saka's a fraud, not doing much, over-owned. He turned himself into a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And a hole through a blank.
Perfect.
Good.
I hope that helps out some people. It's definitely helped us out anyway. So
save that
with
grid.
us.
I've saved it to my favourites. Save it. Look at it. Just plan. For those that are kind of casual players, just plan. Because if you are a casual, you are losing out if you don't plan. Because you will get to 29 and you'll go, oh crap.
Definitely. Perfect.
Good.
Catch you in a bit. Thanks
as always. See you next time.
Bye.